Mourinho once called himself the special one, a man who conquered England, Italy, and Spain, a man who took underdogs to glory and giants to dominance. But today, José Mourinho is no longer the face of football greatness. He's a shadow of his former self. Once feared, now forgotten. Once adored, now avoided. Why has José Mourinho, one of football's greatest minds, become a flop coach in modern football? The rise of the special one. Before we understand his fall, we need to remember how high he once stood. It's 2004. A young, confident coach from Portugal shocks the world by leading FC Porto to Champions League glory. No one expected it, but Mourinho did. He then walks into England, faces the media, and says,
"I'm European champion. I think I'm a special one."
And he was right. At Chelsea, he revolutionized English football, breaking records, building defensive machines, and winning the Premier League twice in his first 3 seasons. Then came Inter Milan, where he crafted one of football's most legendary underdog stories, the 2010 treble, defeating Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and conquering Europe. After that, Real Madrid, the club of the Galacticos. Mourinho fought toe-to-toe with Guardiola's legendary Barcelona side, setting a record-breaking 100-point La Liga season in 2012. The man had it all: the charisma, the mind, the trophies. So, where did it all go wrong? Mourinho's decline didn't happen overnight. It started slowly, like cracks in a wall. At every club, the story started the same: instant success, unity, discipline. But it always ended the same: conflicts, toxicity, and chaos. At Chelsea's second spell, he won the league again in 2015. But by the next season, the dressing room turned against him. Players like Eden Hazard, Diego Costa, and Cesc Fabregas reportedly grew tired of his confrontational methods. By December 2015, Mourinho was sacked. The same man who brought them glory was shown the door. Then came Manchester United. He called finishing second in the Premier League his biggest achievement, but for United fans, that said it all. Mourinho had stopped aiming for domination. He was now justifying mediocrity. The same old cycle returned: dressing room feuds, defensive football, and player fallouts. When he was sacked in 2018, few were surprised, but everyone realized one thing: Mourinho's magic was fading. Outdated tactics in a modern game. Football changed, but Mourinho didn't. The rise of possession-based pressing and attacking football, led by managers like Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, and even Thomas Tuchel, made Mourinho's defensive philosophy look ancient. He built his career on a low block, counter-attacking system and pragmatic football. It worked brilliantly in the 2000s. But by the 2020s, teams had evolved. The game became faster, more fluid, and heavily reliant on data and creativity. While Pep was inventing new formations and Klopp was pressing high with relentless energy, Mourinho was still parking the bus, hoping for a lucky counter-attack. His football became predictable, lifeless, and boring. At Tottenham Hotspur, he was given a chance to rebuild his image. But again, no silverware, constant drama, and a toxic dressing room. Players like Dele Alli and Ndombele lost their spark under him. Kane and Son were overworked in a rigid system. The special one was no longer special. He was just outdated. The man who lost the dressing room. Every great Mourinho team started with unity, but ended in division. He always thrived on conflict. He believed pressure made players stronger. But in modern football, that approach backfired. Today's footballers aren't soldiers. They're stars, brands, and social icons. They need motivation, not humiliation. But Mourinho still relied on his old-school methods: public criticism, emotional manipulation, and us versus them mentality. At Manchester United, he clashed with Paul Pogba. At Tottenham, he questioned his players' mentality. At Roma, he fought with referees, players, and even fans. It's no longer leadership, it's chaos. The ego problem. Let's face it, Mourinho's biggest enemy isn't Pep, Klopp, or the modern game. His ego, once a weapon, has become a weakness. Mourinho built his empire on confidence, but refused to accept change. He doesn't adapt, he argues. He doesn't rebuild, he blames. When results go wrong, it's always someone else's fault. Referees, players, media, the board. That mentality might protect his image, but it destroys his credibility. In football, adaptability is everything. Even Sir Alex Ferguson evolved across decades. But Mourinho stayed the same, convinced that his old formula would keep working forever. The modern football reality. Modern football is about evolution, flexibility, and team chemistry. Managers like Ancelotti, Arteta, and Xabi Alonso have shown that success today requires a balance: tactics, psychology, and harmony. Mourinho's philosophy, control and confrontation, no longer fits that world. His teams still defend deep, still play long balls, still rely on moments of magic instead of structured creativity. The sad truth? Football has moved on, but Mourinho hasn't. José Mourinho is not a bad coach. He's one of the greatest minds the game has ever seen, a pioneer, a winner, and a legend. But legends fall when they stop evolving. Mourinho's story isn't about failure. It's about time catching up with genius. He was the special one, but in the world of modern football, being special isn't enough anymore. You have to be adaptable. And maybe, just maybe, Mourinho's greatest challenge now isn't winning another trophy. It's reinventing himself. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into football's biggest stories. Comment below. Do you think Mourinho can still make a comeback? Or is his era truly over?